Hello everybody, welcome back to That's Football. Me and Kev are blessed today with the Japan-Costa Rica on a Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Now last time Costa Rica played, they conceded 7 goals, so we're hoping for a goal fest. Japan were very good in their opening game against Germany, obviously picking up a big 3 points. So if they do win today, they pretty much secure their way through to the round of 16. But as I said, I'm joined by Kev. The lovely Kev is back in the studio. How you doing, my friend?
Very well, thank you. Made my debut yesterday on That's Football. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Poland versus Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And we get the big game today, don't we?
This
Again,
is it.
The interesting thing about this group, Charlie, is that the fact that come a certain time this evening, Germany could exit the World Cup. You know, if results go against them, and it's not really in their hands, is it?
That's it.
To think of a giant of world football, possibly not the team that they once were, but still to be at this stage and potentially Germany exiting.
Would this be back-to-back World Cups that they've gone out in the group stage? I think
it would be, wouldn't it?
I remember famously they lost to, was it South Korea? It was another Asian team, wasn't it? I think they lost 2-1 or 2-0, something like that, searching for a goal. But yeah, 10 a.m. We've got Japan, Costa Rica. Some facts for you, which hopefully means we're going to see some goals, guys, in all honesty. Japan have never lost in 4 previous meetings against Costa Rica in all competitions, and they've netted exactly 3 goals in all 3 victories, the other one being a draw. So, look, I'm low-key looking forward to it, especially how good Japan have been. Yeah, I mean, Justin saying, big up, lads. Good morning. Good morning. This is what you want to be doing Sunday morning, even if you're hungover. I mean, you're still wanting to watch this game of football. I don't think I've missed. Maybe I've missed 2 games, just through kind of being out and about.
I'm slightly hungover, and I've made the effort. You know what I mean?
That's it. But we can go through some lineups. I'll give you the choice of which lineup you'd like to have a little read out.
Oh, nice one, yeah.
Because you know, there's going to be some. I mean, look, there's going to be some hard pronunciations through either side, really. So take your pick. Do you want Japan or Costa Rica?
Oh, what a great question that is. We go for Japan. This could be funny.
All right, I'll read out Costa Rica first. So Keylor Navas, the mainstay in goal, obviously going to be wanting to not concede 7 goals this time. Waston, Duarte, Calvo and Oviedo make up the back 4. Looking like a 4-4-2 on this graphic. Fuller, Borges, Tejeda and Torres make up the midfield. And Contreras and Joel Campbell, the mighty Joel Campbell, up front.
You've done a good job there, in fairness to you.
There was a little Costa Rican coming.
Yeah, that was nice. Well done.
Go on, take Japan away.
Japan, so in net we've got Gonda, Yamina,
Your man, I don't know.
Itakura,
yeah.
Yoshida, who is the captain in Japan today, Nakatomo,
yeah,
we're having that. Endo, Marita, Dona, Kamada, Soma, Ueda.
Yeah. I think you've done well there, to be fair.
I think I've smashed that one straight out the park, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, you've got some notable names for Japan on the bench as well. You've got Tomiyasu. You've also got Ito, who played very well in the game against Germany. Kubo as well, and obviously Minamino, former Liverpool player. I'm surprised, you know, they've got some talent in their team, to be fair. They have got some talent.
How do you see this one going today, then?
I mean, look...
Can you see anything other than Japan winning?
No, just going off how bad Costa Rica were in that game, like genuinely the worst performance I've seen from a team so far. But again, Spain were very, very good, and I think to put 7 goals past any team in a World Cup is
it's a big thing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's huge. So I mean, look, Costa Rica are gonna want to prove a point, aren't they? They're not gonna want to. Because you're going to say that they're not going to get a result against Germany as well. So this is the game where they're going to want to pick up at least some points.
The interesting thing is, if Costa Rica somehow managed to navigate a win today, you look at that group and it really does throw it open, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Let me just get the group up now.
Not that I would be putting money on Costa Rica to win, because, like you say, the odds are heavily, heavily stacked against them.
Yeah, so if Japan do win, that puts them obviously on 6 points, and then Spain, Germany later on, I believe that's 7 o'clock, which obviously Mark's going to be watching. Would then, Germany would be out, and that will put Spain and Japan both through. But if Costa Rica somehow do manage to win this game, then that puts 3 teams on 3 points, and then you never know if Germany do pick up the win. That as you say, throws open the door, because every team will be on 3 points, and that last game will be huge.
Yeah.
And
but if Japan were to win, as we probably are going to predict, it makes it so difficult for Germany, doesn't it?
Look, they've done the hardest bit in getting a victory against Germany in their opening game. Not a lot of people would have said that they would have won that game, let alone even kind of picked up a point. They've done that, so now they're going to be looking at this game and thinking, look, even a draw here puts them in great stead, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to want to win this game and get ahead of the pack. Juan is saying, I'm very excited to see you guys in a watch-along with my country in it. Charlie nailed those pronunciations, to be fair. GGMU. Cheers, Juan.
I told you nailed it.
It sounded good, but you never know. Sometimes it doesn't quite work out. But the national anthems, this is the only bad thing about, obviously, when we do a watch-along.
You can't hear them.
You can't hear it, and I love listening to like other nations' national anthems. I find it, really.
Some of them are brilliant, aren't they? You see the passion. That's exactly what you want to hear.
I think it was the first Mexico game. They were just all like crying.
I was just going to say,
it does mean.
Shows you what it means, doesn't it, to that nation?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way Costa Rica are going to win. Yeah, I think we can actually probably get an early poll, I reckon, Producer Ryan, on what we usually do, the old predictions for people to get amongst. See what people have to say for themselves in terms of who they think is going to win or whether it is going to be a draw. But I feel like this game is going to be heavily in Japan's favour.
It was like yesterday we did the Saudi Arabia-Poland game, and the majority prior to kickoff went with Saudi Arabia, which was slightly surprising. But I would say if we're going to run this poll, it has to be heavily stacked in favour of Japan. The good thing about Japan is the togetherness, the way that they go about playing their game. They're a proper team. You know what you're in for, don't you? Tenacious. They're going to close down quickly. That work rate aspect. Yeah. So I don't think many people in the comment section will be giving Costa Rica much of a chance unless they want to tell me any different.
This is the thing with like the Asian sides and the African nations as well that are in the tournament. They don't usually have friendlies against the European sides or the likes of, I don't know if they do play the likes of Costa Rica, etc. But that's why it's so interesting when they do come up against, Japan, Germany, because you don't see it in friendlies or in other, obviously the Euros, etc. It's nice to see two different complete styles of football kind of clashing, isn't it? But the poll has gone live. Japan with a staggering 91% so far, and I can't see that changing much, to be fair.
We have had shocks. Obviously, Saudi Arabia beating Argentina was the massive one. One of the biggest shocks in World Cup history. I can't see this today, Costa Rica. I'm not giving them much of a chance, although it would, like I said earlier, open up the group massively if they manage to get the 3 points from it. But Japan, the work rate, the way they go about it, I would say they're going to get the job done today and make it increasingly difficult for Germany to progress to the knockout stage.
Yeah, and look, if Japan do obviously win this game, it puts immense pressure on the German shoulders, doesn't it? Like, there's pressure on them anyway, but a win here, puts a ridiculous amount of pressure. Clarking says here, I think Costa Rica will do a shock. And look, as Kev mentioned there, we've seen bigger shocks, right? The Saudi Arabia one you mentioned, they actually got a national holiday, I believe, the day after, didn't they? I think the Saudi prince or king, was it, that gave the country a national holiday, and that shows how much it means to them. And I think I actually saw a funny video. I think it's a player called Ever Banega, I think it is, who's Argentinian, not gone with the World Cup squad, who actually plays in the Saudi league, and all the Saudi players ran to his hotel room and were jumping around him and stuff, which is quite, it's quite funny to see. It's quite, it's all part of it. Roland's saying, I think it will be a draw. Even that helps Japan, right? But they're gonna be looking at this game, especially after the result against Spain they had.
They'll want to get the 3 points, won't they? Yeah, it's not about setting up, going out and saying don't lose the game. You just go about your business, play your game, and we will see how it goes.
Yeah.
Very close to kick-off here.
I mean, there is a couple of people putting in comments saying that Costa Rica are gonna shock, but the poll just doesn't represent it. 90%. That's got to be the biggest kind of prediction that we've had.
And the majority of the comments are definitely going with Japan here.
Yeah. Gave the players a Rolls Royce. Is that what producer Ryan said in my ear? I didn't actually quite. Okay, I just turned you up a little bit. But yeah, he gave all the players a Rolls Royce as well. God,
nice.
Could you imagine that? Wonder if Mark.
That's the kind of thing I can get behind.
I wonder if Mark would do the same if, for whatever reason, England won.
I want a Rolls Royce in the car park after this shift today.
If Costa Rica win, I expect a Rolls Royce in the car park.
Nothing less.
Oscrow says 5 changes to the starting lineup for Japan. I was thinking that, looking at the lineups, that there was a few. I mean, obviously Ito. I mean, look, maybe there could be a shock because maybe Japan are looking at this game thinking that they don't, they can afford to rest some people ahead of the obviously big.
And just looking
Spain
at that formation there for Costa Rica, looks like, well, it is a back three, isn't it? Which will kind of, with the wing backs, fall into then what is essentially a back five, isn't it? So that probably tells you everything you need to know. Is it damage limitations? Are they a bit apprehensive going into this game? A bit negative possibly, but...
I mean, look, I have no doubt that they're going to give it all and, try their very hardest, but we're going to get kickoff underway very shortly.
It's the work rate aspect from Japan. That's why I said earlier, you know exactly what you're going to get from them.
They swarm you, don't they?
Yeah.
3-4 players.
And not in stages, not 5-10 minutes. This will be constant.
Producer Ryan. We are off. Kickoff underway. Costa Rica thumping the ball up the pitch. You love to see it. 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Should be up to speed there. Japan straight away.
Setting the tone for the game, aren't they? Very positive.
Could we get an early goal here? Oh, I thought he was going to ping that then. You'd love to see that.
Yeah.
First corner of the game.
That's
32 seconds. He's up for it.
That's a shocking corner to give away that.
It's poor, isn't it? I was only saying the other day about how we haven't seen that many good goals of the tournament so far, and now we've obviously seen Richarlison's overhead kick. Obviously, Messi's goal was good.
Yeah.
Enzo Fernandez's goal was good as well last night. There's been a fair few good goals now. So, but there's always that one goal, isn't there, of the tournament? I think back to like James Rodriguez of I think it was 2014 World Cup, was it, for Colombia, hitting that absolute screamer. I think he got the Golden Boot actually that year.
Yeah.
Which obviously secured the move to Real Madrid as well. Unfortunately, I don't think he hit the heights that he was meant to. But
good corner whipped in then.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, look, as you've mentioned, Kev, the Japan team are almost quite ratty in the way they play. There's 3 or 4 of them that just surround them when they lose the ball. It's all about getting the ball back as quick as possible. Because all the time you have the ball, the other team can't score.
It is that tenacious work rate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Teams will not be able to deal with that, and that's the reason I would say that Japan are going to win this today. I might be proven wrong, but...
And what I've noticed as well, especially over the kind of past 2 watchalongs that I've done, the intensity and the tackles are flying in like a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
The watchalong I was doing yesterday, Australia against, who did they play? They won 1-0 anyway. But the tackles, like from the get-go, people were crunching each other. I mean, that's what it means to people, isn't it? It's straight away. I mean, Japan, I don't think Costa Rica have made it out their half in the first 2 minutes here.
They're definitely setting the tone for the game here. You can see exactly one team really wants to win this. The other is definitely sitting back.
Yeah.
But it's early days, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot can change, but we've still got 89% predicting Japan are going to win this game. It's quite clear that that's what you guys think. Japan are definitely. I think there was an actual statistic that, if I look at stats, Japan on the win probability from old Google is 64% to Japan, 22% draw and 14% Costa Rica. So maybe we're giving Japan too much credit and not enough to Costa Rica. I don't know, but I mean, after their first game, we can't really say too much.
It's quite difficult to gauge it, isn't it, off a performance like that. I think it is quite easy to say, oh, they're going to get beat because of that result. I think it was the manner of that result, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, it was an absolute embarrassment from their point of view. Well,
I know it's a little bit different, but you look back to Iran's performance against England and how, you know, a lot of people were saying Iran aren't that good, etc. I mean, I think it was their 20th or something. They're pretty decent in terms of FIFA World Ranking.
And the defensive record leading into that game.
Exactly. So, again, when England did beat them 6-2, I think a lot of, you know, Wales probably did go into that thinking it would be an easier game than it was.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on in I think Iran as well, the country. So look, there's extra kind of motivation. There's extra motivation there as well. So.
And that's what makes the World Cup interesting, the fact that we've had these results that have thrown up. You know, it doesn't always go the way that you would think. I mean, the question I would say is you've had a chance now to watch every team play. Who you're going for? To win the thing, man.
You know what?
Or have you been impressed with?
So the only team I haven't watched fully is France, like a full game, I'm pretty sure. Just the Australia match where they beat Australia. I was out, so you'd say they were going to beat them anyway. And then I only managed to catch about the last half an hour of the Denmark game. I think that was last night. Mbappe just looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
and I think he scored the same amount of World Cup goals as Messi now.
That's incredible, isn't it?
And you think
his age.
He's 20, I don't know, 1 or...
And he's still got another few World Cups left in him.
Yeah, he's going to have two or three, isn't he? So, but yeah, feisty from the get-go.
Costa Rica giving it a bit of a go here anyway. Yeah. They've got a free kick in a good position. You get a good delivery here. And
do you remember Joel Campbell? He was actually at Arsenal for like 7 years or something like that. But I don't think he played a game. I'm not sure. He was out on loan constantly. But yeah, I think it was from like 2011 to 2018 or something like that. So
there's a good opportunity here to
deliver
get
the ball.
A decent ball in. There's definitely an opportunity to be had. Straight into the keeper's arms.
John says, has Kev had the makeup lady working on him?
Cheeky sod.
Unfortunately, makeup department here at That's Football / United Stand Studio is under development. It's something we're going to work on doing because...
That's the amount of people yesterday that I was like looking back through the comments like, Kev looks so different in the studio. I was like, how do you look different in the studio? You know what I mean? It's just me.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think when people have, you know, we've been on doing the
that's what it is because you only see it's just the head, like a floating head.
Now you almost get a little bit of a better perspective when it comes to like what you look like, you know, as your whole body.
You get limbs and everything.
Well, yeah, it's like they've got legs. Like didn't know these guys had legs. Where is the match? It is on ITV. Obviously, that is in the UK coverage. It will be different, you know, around the world.
Fairly even so far.
Yeah, it's kind of it was very erratic to start with, wasn't it? It seemed to have calmed down a little bit.
Japan will probably start getting into the passing groove now. The looks of it, but
yeah, definitely.
Nothing really created as such yet to write home about, but.
Yeah.
Foul there.
Reese is asking what watch you got on.
Hugo Boss.
Hugo
Allowed
Boss.
to say that?
Don't see why not. So asked you a question, you've answered it. Kev's the GOAT. A lot of love for Kev in the chat.
Thanks very much.
It's always what you want to see.
I was quite overwhelmed yesterday by the love in the comments.
It's what you want to see.
Can't get my head around it, but thank you.
A mainstay. You've been on the United Stand since...
Somebody asked me that question yesterday, when it was Soccer Box.
Yeah.
I said, Mark Goldbridge slid into me DMs.
I think you said there was 3 people watching.
3 people watching on a Sunday night. Yeah, what a show that was.
And now, you know, we've got... over 3,000 people watching on a Sunday morning.
Levels, mate.
Yeah,
different levels.
It is.
I don't have to sit in my utility room, my kitchen. You know, I'm in an actual studio.
Yeah.
Still have to pinch myself. It's crazy.
It is a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Where is the red? Oh God, I nearly said wed wine. Oh God, Jesus, it's too early. Where is the red wine, Kev?
I know.
Don't recognise you without it, mate.
I did actually. I spoke to Ryan about this. He said he'd supply the glass, but I had to bring the red wine. But might do that for. I think I'm back. What is it? Friday night, maybe.
Friday, yeah, I think it was 7 o'clock Friday. It was Cameroon, Brazil, I believe.
That's it.
On Friday, so
yeah, mate.
Could be a good one.
Might have a glass for that then. Settle down and watch it. It's a bit early, isn't it, on a Sunday?
What? I mean, hair of the dog and all, whatever it's called, isn't it? That's how you get rid of your hangover, isn't it? Just carry on. If you don't stop drinking, you can't get a hangover.
Avoid hangovers. Just keep getting drunk.
Will is saying it's 2 a.m. where I am. Blimey. That is some commitment to watch this game.
It is, isn't it?
To watch the watch-along at 2 a.m.
I thought it was early getting out of bed this morning to come here for a 10 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
2 o'clock, that is dedication.
Nearly 3,500 votes, and we're still at 89%. For Japan, in terms of prediction, it's not going to sway, is it? Japan, 89%, Costa Rica, 6%, and draw, 5%. We can probably just end the poll there, in all honesty. It's not going to move anymore. It's a clear victory for Japan in terms of the chat. A lot of people thinking they're going to win.
You would think it would go that way. And especially from what you've seen of Costa Rica as well. Previous games, that you're definitely building your opinion off that and looking at it. So,
yeah, again, it's recency bias, isn't it? I mean, Costa Rica lose 7-0 and Japan beat Germany. It's just what kind of relates to a lot of people in the chat predicting Saudi Arabia to beat Poland just because Saudi beat Argentina. So, I mean, it's a tough overall kind of World Cup to call, isn't it? I actually think before. As I say, I didn't see France, but before Brazil played and these second round of fixtures, I actually thought the World Cup quality was quite poor. And I know this first game kind of nerves, etc. But I mean, we had 4 0-0s in the space of kind of 3 days, and there was only one in the whole World Cup previously. So
poor Jordan, what did he do? 3 0-0s in a row.
I think it was 3 in 24 hours we had. It was crazy.
That picture he posted of his face.
It was crazy. Graham says, morning boys, what's your favourite game of the World Cup so far? Well, I mean, it's got to be the England 6-2 win, hasn't it, for me? What about yourself?
Putting that aside, Saudi Arabia beating Argentina, I think it was something that nobody seen coming. A lot of people's favourites were, and probably still are, Argentina, the Messi factor. To see Saudi Arabia get that result and what it actually meant to them as a nation, it was fantastic.
Was it the 10 a.m. game as well, that day?
I think it was, wasn't it?
Because I think I was in the watch-along at 1, and I left my apartment to come here when it was Argentina were winning 1-0, and they kept on getting disallowed goal after disallowed goal, and I was thinking, this is going to be a thump in here. And I get into the office, and it's 2-1, and I'm thinking, hang about, what's going on here? I've missed 2 goals. It was
great goals as well, weren't they?
Yeah, they were great goals.
And they thoroughly deserved it on the second half performance.
Yeah.
That's what the World Cup's all about, isn't it? As I said earlier, it's definitely one of the biggest shocks in World Cup history, that. But again, to see what it meant to the fans.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it? What it means to everyone else involved, and not just the players that have made it happen, but
I think it's the fact of how many Saudi Arabia fans, because it's obviously very close to where the World Cup is, that managed to make that journey to the game. And there has been a lot written, hasn't there, about the so-called manufactured atmosphere of, are these proper fans, or have they been given a tenner or whatever to rock up and sing, it's coming home. And I think some of the atmospheres have been a bit flat in comparison to previous World Cups.
Yeah.
Whether it be time of year, the cost of actually getting there, where the World Cup is.
It'll be a mixture of multiple things, I guess, won't it? Oh, a flash cross across the box. Good opportunity there for Japan to open the scoring.
It was a good opportunity, but nobody there.
Yeah.
It was the right ball to put in. The Japan fans are getting a bit lively here now.
I think as well, obviously, what kind of... I'm not sure if you saw it, but the video of, I think it was before the World Cup, of I think it was Mika Richards, Roy Keane and Gary Neville, and they were talking about different teams, etc. And Gary Neville was saying about how many fans would come over from Saudi Arabia, and there's, Roy Keane going, oh, well, can they play for them, etc., isn't there? And, and this is what fans can do, can't they? They can be that 12th man for you on the pitch. You experience it with United, kind of.
Yeah.
When we play at home, especially, it's
if you
huge.
can create a hostile atmosphere, it goes a long way. Like you say, it is the 12th man.
Yeah.
It inspires the players, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From Saudi Arabia's point of view, you see that following, you want to perform for them. Oh.
Dearie me. Not a great touch there from the Costa Rican defender.
Nothing really created as such yet. We're just hitting the 14th minute of the game.
Yeah, I think Spain had already scored at this point, I'm pretty sure. I think that Spain had scored their... Well, they were 3-0 up, I know, by, I think it was the 30th minute mark. So they're doing better. Yeah. They're doing better.
And Costa Rica, from that defeat, would have been shell-shocked. If anything, today, the team talk is going to be, certainly do not give away an early goal. Yeah. Try and stay in this game. And so far, so good they are.
Yeah.
But you do feel it's only a moment of time before Japan get the opener, but we will see, won't we? I don't do 0-0s.
Well, thank God for that. Yeah. Luckily, I haven't actually watched, been on a watch-along and had a 0-0 yet. I've had a 2-0 Netherlands win. That was against Senegal. I then had the 7-0 Spain win. I also had a 1-0 as well. And then I think I had a 3-1, which was the Qatar-Senegal game. That was a good game, actually. Qatar put up a very good fight. Arguably, could feel hard done by in that game, to be fair. Should have probably had a penalty, in my opinion. That was a big topic of debate. Well, he's done well there to avoid getting a corner.
To prevent the corner, yeah.
Definitely putting up more of a fight, aren't they, than previously?
And they're going to have to, aren't they, to stand any chance of getting anything out of this?
I imagine they got an absolute hairdryer treatment after that result, right?
It was the manner of... you know what to expect from Spain, possession-wise, but they absolutely capitulated, didn't they?
It was...
There's ways to get beat.
Yeah, it was every time Spain went forward, it just looked like they were going to score. And obviously, when it gets to 4-5, you kind of get to the point you're not as intense as the attacking team, are you? So I imagine it's like almost what City do, don't they? It felt like whenever they want to turn it on, they were going to score. That's basically what it felt like. And when I was looking at actually the Spain team, and they started Gavi and Pedri. Obviously, they're both, I think, 18 and 19 or something, really, really young. And they obviously have Busquets as kind of the pivot midfielder in there as well. And it's just like, wow, you think Pedri and Gavi are going to be around for a long time.
Yeah, they're young, aren't they?
So, it's. If you're Spanish, your future is bright in terms of national football. Fajru says Brazil will win the whole thing. Well, Brazil are certainly a lot of people's favourites. I think I said Brazil were my go-to kind of.
Would you stick by that now after watching everybody? The games that you witnessed.
They'll definitely be up there.
The attacking talent Brazil have is scary. To be able to even bring Anthony on, and you've got Richarlison, Rafinha, Neymar, it's frightening.
Yeah, unfortunately Neymar won't be playing in the rest of the group stage because of his ankle. So obviously that will be a miss. But again, the talent that they have to back it up is
crazy,
next to none. Anthony obviously got a cameo, didn't he, in the first game? And this, you always have that one player that it doesn't necessarily have to be a well-known player, or it could be a well-known player, but someone that just comes out the woodwork, like a Richarlison. Yeah. Like, he scored 2 goals in the opening game, and what an overhead scissor kick type goal it was as well. this could be his tournament. I mean, I'm sure he'll play the next game. There's no reason why he shouldn't. Scored 2 goals. They won the game. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Because he has been in and out of the Tottenham team.
Yeah.
He's not been first name on the sheet.
That he was even kind of involved in the starting lineup at all.
Yeah.
So.
Well, of course, the big kind of argument was the fact that Firmino didn't make the squad.
Yeah.
Didn't travel to the World Cup. A few eyebrows were raised over that.
You obviously got Gabriel Jesus on the bench as well, haven't you? So, the talent.
It's the attacking options, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Yeah. But then again, you could say that about England.
Yeah, that's it. If in doubt.
Yeah.
Look, because we're as English fans, I feel like you are obviously a lot more critical. I mean, I'm not sure on the Brazil manager, but how Brazil play football. It's free flowing. It's the samba style, isn't it? The skills, tricks, and flicks. And England under Southgate is.
Well, even like you say, the Richarlison scissor kick, overhead kick, whatever it was, it's so Brazilian.
Yeah.
When Brazil do it, it just looks beautiful, doesn't it? It's like in that yellow shirt. There's something about Brazil that.
Yeah.
Nearly an opportunity for Japan there. Keeper out off his line very quickly.
I think I was saying this in the Spain-Costa Rica game. You obviously got Keylor Navas, who is still at PSG. I can't imagine he's played many games for them because they've obviously got Donnarumma, who is their number 1, but who isn't at the World Cup. Obviously, Italy didn't manage to qualify. But yeah, the fact that PSG have got 2 keepers, Keylor Navas and Donnarumma, that, if Donnarumma gets injured or suspended anything, it's
pretty much walk into any other team.
It's ridiculous the backup they have, but. Matt Hanley saying, "Don't forget Vinicius Junior." Yeah, there's too many. There's too many to name, isn't there? You
and then Casemiro, obviously the glue in the middle of the midfield holds everything together. Their options are frightening, really are.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying, they're kind of weak at fullback, etc. But I'm trying to think who was playing at fullback. They had Danilo, didn't they? At right back, I want to say. I'm not sure who was playing left back. I
don't think you have to worry about that as much, do you? When you've got that array of attacking talent in the final third, it's almost like we'll score more than you.
Yeah.
That mentality,
yeah,
isn't it?
If you score, we'll score too,
yeah.
Type thing, yeah. Over 6,000 votes in the poll, guys. Has it changed? Actually, Costa Rica have gone up 1%.
Yeah.
So Japan, 88% now.
People changing their mind.
Yeah, maybe they've seen 20 minutes and they're not as worried. But please do leave a like. And if you're not already, I imagine a lot of people watching this are subscribed, but please do hit that subscribe button. Also, I want to give a big thank you to OneFootball, our official stats sponsor for the World Cup. Not much stats to report on as of yet, 21 minutes into the game. But if you do want to download OneFootball, head down to the description, click the link, or you can scan the QR code in the top right-hand corner of your screen as you are watching. Thank you to OneFootball. Hopefully we have some goals that can go up on the stats shortly.
Hopefully.
As Kev said, he doesn't do 0-0s.
No, I don't.
So, I can actually say I don't do 0-0s.
Yeah.
I have been here.
We don't do 0-0s.
I have been in the studio for 0-0s. It's never just been me sat here, luckily. So, the games that I have done, haven't been that entertaining, but we have had goals.
Yeah.
The Netherlands-Senegal game was poor quality, but again, 2 late goals. So you can't really complain too much when you're seeing a goal. It's always good. Have you seen the Australia goal from yesterday, the header?
Yes.
Oh my God, what a goal. I was actually saying it won't get voted, obviously, but I would actually put that up there as one of the goals of the tournament.
Yeah.
I know it's, the scissor kick and everything will always get put ahead of it.
Yeah.
Just for the way it looks, but the guy's not even looking where the goal is, and he's just glancing header.
Yeah, technique, isn't it?
Over the keeper. Yeah, it's crazy. Lads, do you think Germany gets knocked out tonight if Japan wins the game? Well, I mean, regardless of what happens in this result, Germany basically just need to win, don't they? You know, whether Japan lose, draw, win, Germany can't afford to not win against Spain.
They'll have a mountain to climb, really, won't they?
Yeah.
And they've nobody to blame except themselves.
Mr. Pablo Bento says, if it ends 0-0, you both need to down a bottle of wine each. God. That's some forfeit, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it'll be about midday, so by that point.
We'll be driving home after that anyway.
Yeah. God. Nice t-shirt, Kevin. Says Ladios.
Thanks very much.
Nice t-shirt.
Could have done with ironing it, to be honest, but...
You repped the old Stony yesterday, didn't you, Kane?
I did. I got a few people tagged me on get the badge in.
Get the badge in. It's always good.
23 minutes has flown with, strangely, nothing really to talk about.
Yeah, it's gone. We've got over 4,000 people watching as well, which I'm not going to lie, I am surprised about. Sunday morning, you know, a lot of people would have gone out last night, and when you know, at first glance you see Japan, Costa Rica, and you think it's not going to be that good.
Yeah,
and
not really a glamorous tie.
Know, it's not been that good so far, but you'd like to say Japan will maybe go up a gear or two.
Oh,
but yeah, the quality hasn't been great so far.
Final third decision making's not been great from both teams, but you can tell that Costa Rica are definitely out here just not to lose this game. They're definitely coming with that mentality of keeping it tight.
Yeah.
Because they haven't really offered anything coming forward, but at the same time, Japan haven't really been able to test them.
Watching from my bed with coffee and chocolate cupcakes.
Nice.
Chocolate cupcakes, eh? Reese saying we're all hungover.
Living the dream there, aren't they?
Yeah. Eh? Living the dream.
Yeah. Chocolate cupcakes and coffee. Time of day, is it?
10:25.
Yeah.
Masoom with the super chat. There's a chance where Spain can't qualify. Yeah, that's the good thing about some of the groups and how they can unfold. Obviously, yeah. I mean, if Spain go and lose the game tonight and then the game after, then yeah, they you know won't be able to go through. So
that's what makes it interesting, isn't it? There's so many different possibilities.
I mean, England. There is actually a way where England still don't go through, isn't it? I think is it Wales if we lose to Wales 4-0 or something like that. I mean, you'd like to say you'd like to say that isn't going to happen, but maybe I'll be able to. Well,
anything's possible.
Yeah.
Maybe not that though. Jordan would love that, but
oh yeah, could you imagine?
Oh,
blimey. I mean, look, I'm not too bad, and I haven't been too cruel to Jordan. The only thing that I kind of pulled him up on was the fact that when we beat Iran, and this is mostly due to Beth. I'm not going to lie. Beth does get very, what's the word? Overexcited, let's say. Not just when it comes to England, but you know, she even said that we were going to win the league, I believe, when Ollie took over.
Yeah, I was going to say she has come out with some belters over the years.
Yeah, so I mean, look,
I like that. It's a bit of positivity.
I
can get behind that.
Someone's got to.
Yeah.
But yeah, she obviously was very, very, very keen on England winning the World Cup after beating Iran 6-2. And I mean, the main thing that we pulled Jordan up on was, you know, he's like saying, it's only Iran. It's only Iran.
That was Jordan's downfall.
Yeah.
You can't get away with that.
It's very, I think Robbie Savage has actually received a kind of big, a lot of criticism online for saying, you know, it's only Iran.
A similar thing.
I think he actually said that he'd be able to play against them and he'd do a job against them. And obviously, I mean, when it comes...
Downright disrespectful, really.
It comes back to bite you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was obviously the main thing. Jordan's had his fun with the fact that we drew to USA. But
And you'd use that as motivation. You know, Robbie Savage saying that. If I was a manager, I'd be putting that up on the wall, and you wouldn't even need to do your team talk. You'd say, listen.
They probably don't even know who he is. Though,
no, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably don't. I mean, yes, Japan, and someone actually put a good comment in there saying they need to bring on Minamino, I think it was. I mean, look, they're not obviously going to make subs at this early stage, but knowing that I think the comment said they made 5 changes, and they do seem quite comfortable, so knowing they can bring on Minamino, you know, Kubo.
I was quite surprised Minamino didn't start, actually, when I looked at the lineups, but...
Yeah, so knowing that, you know, they can bring on the talent they do have to try and win the game in the latter stages is obviously a big confidence.
And they would want to, really, wouldn't they?
Yes, indeedy.
We need to get the likes up on this video as well.
Yeah,
people.
We need to get off this number. There we go. We're on
Yesterday
666.
was insane.
Yeah, what did you end on?
6,000?
6,000 likes. Oh, yeah.
Me and Adam were like, what is going on?
That's crazy.
I think just before we went off, it was 5.9. Then Adam's OCD kicked in, so we had to stay on for another couple of minutes. Then it hit 6, and we went.
Well, let's try and let's try and get to 1,000 likes before half time, guys. I understand it is very early, but there's over 4,000 people in here. So
it's not a big thing either, is it? You're just pushing a button. Yeah. That person before that's eating chocolate cupcakes and coffee.
Yeah.
Hit the like button.
Just hit the like button, guys. Let's.
What else would you be doing?
Let's get it up there. I mean, I don't think we'll get anywhere near 6,000. In all honesty, that is crazy. But yeah, let's get it up there. Over 700 now. Did you see it? Kev, you've left your washing machine.
I know, I've just seen that. This is the thing that I have to deal with, you know. The comments I get are just bizarre. And now I'm actually sat here thinking, did I stick that washing machine on this morning, you know? I don't think I did. I don't even know how to work it, to be honest. But the doubt is in my mind, you know. What if I have and I've flooded the kitchen? My wife's going to go mad. And that probably tells you everything you need to know about the first half an hour of the game that we are talking about. Did Kev leave his washing machine on at home?
Yeah. I can only give 1 like. I can't contribute anymore. We thank you for that enough. 1 like. But this is what we're saying. We've got 909 likes. It's gone up a lot.
You know.
But, 900 likes compared to 4,000 people watching, you know, doesn't quite compare, guys. But we appreciate everyone liking, obviously. It is much appreciated. But as things stand, as you can see on the stats carousel, Japan are top of the group. 4 points so far. Obviously, Spain and Germany still to play later on. But yeah, 30 minutes into this game. And, I mean, Costa Rica are going to be, I'm going to say, happy with, you know, the result.
They will, because this has to be the game plan from the breaking up play. They seem very content to sit back without offering any kind of threat up front. Another wasted opportunity from Costa Rica. It's almost like just boot it in there. That's a foul.
Yeah, I think there was a comment there. I might have just missed it, but saying if we do it, you know, if England do manage to get to the final, if we do one big kind of studio watch-along, get, you know, everyone involved that's been on so far. I mean, minus Jordan, I'm going to say he's not going to want to come up and watch, is he?
That would be his worst.
I mean, he's more than welcome to, obviously, but I'm going to say he would turn it down. I mean, guys, you got to get onto Mark about this. He's the one that's obviously going to be whoever plays in the final, whether it is England or not. He will be doing a huge watch along for that. So, yeah, he's the guy you got to go to. Get onto him, and yeah, I mean, obviously
it would be quite fitting, wouldn't it? It would be
very,
fantastic.
very enjoyable, wouldn't it?
Party hats.
Yeah, could you
red
imagine?
wine, you know, really, really mental. Like,
what time is the final usually? Is it a late afternoon or is it a 7?
An evening kickoff? Is it usually on a Sunday?
It's got to be, surely, hasn't it?
Unless they move it with this World Cup, you wouldn't know, would you?
Yeah,
you never
quite like. We have hit 1,000 likes, guys. Much appreciated. I did say before half time, and we've smashed it.
We've done it though within 13, a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Just shows you done it when you prompt them. they get their arse in gear and they press that like button. That's what it's all about. We're not asking much, are we, really?
Qatar banned goals in the first half. I mean, they didn't ban it in the previous Costa Rica game.
Yeah.
We had 3 or 4.
The poll prediction, 87% going with a Japan win.
Nearly 10,000 votes. Let's get that up as well to 10,000 votes. We'll, 10,000's got to be one of the...
And we tend to say we get 1,000 likes, there's a goal incoming. I'm not really sure how that works, but we'd like to think now that...
I reckon, why not? Let's try and get to 1,500 likes before half time now, guys. We smashed it. We're on 1.1 now. There's 400 to go. There's going to be loads of people in the chat that haven't liked it. So just all you got to do is you haven't even got to scroll. You just got to move your mouse and click like. That's all you got to do.
We're not asking much of people, are we, on a Sunday morning?
There is a comment here saying the final is on 3 p.m. English time.
Ooh.
I mean, I guess if it's on a Sunday,
yeah.
You'd like, there's no reason for people to. Oh, there obviously will be people at work, but majority of people will be able to watch. But yeah, 3 p.m. on.
It's going to be on prime time, isn't it? But again, it really has to fit in with other countries and time zones and.
Yeah. I mean, I think these guys are 4 or 5 hours ahead. Maybe 2. I don't know. In Qatar, so. Have we seen a shot on target yet?
If it's happened, I've not seen it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't think we have.
I'm not quite sure.
Both teams very wasteful. It's very cagey,
Yeah. Talking with Davis says, what underrated team do you think will go far in the World Cup? And this obviously is a little bit easier now. We've managed to see everyone play 1 game and some teams play 2.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Japan have got to be up there, right? You expect them to win this game. And no one would have had them going through in the group. Can tell you that for free. So
a lot of people after beating Argentina probably would have said Saudi Arabia. But they've gone and Poland have done a job on them yesterday. It's.
Yeah, I mean, you do get these shock results and stuff, but I did actually in like what I kind of predicted. I did actually get all not the correct scores. Obviously, that would be kind of Mystic, but
Mystic Charlie.
Yeah. Mystic Morley. That works. I did predict a Poland win. I did predict a Argentina win, and what was the other game? Australia. I don't think I said Australia were going to win, to be fair. So, where's this comment? Nacho, I'll log into my second account just to like the video. This is what we want.
That's dedication.
This is what we want, guys. If you've got burner accounts, just get in there.
Get
like
your laptop, your phone, your iPad.
Yeah.
Get on your TV.
Siblings, parents, aunties, uncles, dogs, cats, rabbits, anything. Get out there. Get them to like the video. 1.2k. We're on the road to 1,500 before half time.
Crazy. What we got there now? 9 minutes of normal time.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've
half time.
Costa Rica are dominating possession actually, 59% so far.
That does surprise me.
Yeah, 0 shots on target for both teams though. So, I mean, look, Japan are going to be the happier of the two, kind of drawing the game, aren't they? Just because they've won the previous one,
and that is a good tackle on the edge of the box.
Can they
Again,
counter?
it's whether it breaks down here.
He's done well. He's given a free kick.
He's given a free kick.
That's what's his name?
That clown from the Premier League, isn't it? Oliver, no? No, it's not, is it?
No wonder he's been given this game. Not one of the big guns.
No. Is it Michael Oliver?
I don't know. Let me have a look. Probably. It is.
Michael Oliver, yeah.
It is indeed. I don't know how people say it's a brilliant World Cup. 90% of the games are terrible. We don't condone the negative attitude in the chat.
No negativity here.
No.
This is a thrilling 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
So far.
Ricky would love this.
Yeah.
2 teams battling it out.
Yeah. Not a single shot on target.
Oh, he's left one. I don't know if he touched him there, but it looked like he left one late on him, to be fair.
We're playing advantage.
Get it in the box.
Chance to whip it in.
Can we have our first shot on target? What a block.
Great block. Defending for the lives, aren't they, Costa Rica?
Yeah.
There. Literally throwing his body on the line. Great block.
Oh. What a shame.
Yeah.
What a shame. Over 4,500 people watching. Crazy numbers. Crazy numbers.
Everyone in the comment section saying, it's Michael Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got it confirmed, it is.
Michael Oliver. Is there any other kind of Premier League?
I was going to say, I'm not sure. I didn't
Cup?
even. A lot of them have been kind of Qatar based, haven't they? In the earlier games.
There's been some. I mean, there was one of the refs that I did a watch along for had given something like 10 red cards in his previous 9 games or something like that. But I think he only gave 2 yellow cards in that game or something like that. So
not bad by his standards.
yeah, he wasn't very card happy. But we're over 10,000 votes in the poll. Crazy numbers. 87% still to Japan. You lot are still confident.
Yep, not a single shot on target there on the match stats. So we've definitely not missed anything.
Yeah.
Very even with total passes as well, really, isn't it? Yeah, it has been an even game. It's certainly not one-sided.
HDB says, what do you think has led to the drop-off of German football? Do you mean the German national team or the German league? I wouldn't say there's been a drop-off in terms of the German league, right? You know,
it must be the German national team.
I mean, they don't have an out-and-out striker, do they? They were playing Havertz up front against Japan. I do think that is probably where they struggle as well. You know, they don't have the
Lewandowski or
you know, what they used to have, or the Mario Gomez of old. You know, they're having to adapt to kind of what they do have.
And they have had some brilliant teams down the years, Germany.
Yeah.
So, in fairness, probably by their standards, it's certainly... You wouldn't fear them, would you?
No,
you know, if you
not.
did get them in the knockouts, or you met them at some stage, I don't think they're there to be feared.
Yeah. Super chat here from Nigel. Every draw at 90 minutes should go straight to sudden death penalty shootout. Would entice more attacking games. I mean, it certainly would, but I mean, obviously, you in the group stages, it's a little bit different. You do get draws, don't you? So, obviously, in the knockout stages, it will go to extra time and penalties. You know what I'd love if they just revamped or moved the penalty shootout. Do you remember the MLS penalty shootout of old, where they used to run from the halfway line?
I was just going to say that. Yeah, it makes it more interesting, doesn't it?
I think there's obviously stipulations. I think you have to have a certain amount of touches before you get inside the box or something like that.
And there's a hell of a lot more technique-wise, and you have to do a lot of thinking. They say that the walk from the halfway line just to take a penalty, you know, is nerve-wracking and taking a penalty itself, but to actually have to run the ball from the halfway line, and you're constantly thinking about what you're going to do, you know, the keeper's coming out.
Yeah, it would definitely give the keepers a bigger chance of, you know, saving and you know, that you'd see a lot more. I don't even know if you could call it a penalty, but you'd see a lot more of a missed 100%. Right, we've got 4 minutes till half time, guys, or 4 minutes of kind of normal time. I'm not sure how many minutes are going to be added on, but we're at 1.3k. I did ask for 1,500 by the time we get to half time, so 200 left. It would be lovely if we could hit that, especially as Kev got so many yesterday. So, you know, you've got to keep growing.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
I can't imagine there'll be much time added onto this.
No.
Although I do tend to say this every game, and then the board goes up and it's like 10 minutes, and you're like,
yeah. Well, there was only 1 minute at half time between England and USA.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Simon with a super chat. Hi guys, brilliant as usual. Germany have declined because their league is a one-team race, with half of that team coming from abroad. I mean, yeah, but as you say, a lot of the team aren't going to just play in the German league, and it's the same. You know, you could say League One, the French league is a one-team league, but France.
I was going to say you could say it for a few countries, couldn't you? Really?
France always do. You know, have a good team. So I do see where you're coming from, though. Mark keeps on going on about the ball for the lack of goals. Has anyone considered the boots these players are wearing? They're light as a feather. I mean... That's
something we talked about yesterday, actually. Me and Adam, we were on about football boots and how they've changed.
Yeah. As someone who obviously wears football boots a lot more than probably yourself and Adam, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I wasn't playing football when they were always. I mean, they used to always be leather, didn't they? And they were the ones that the refs wearing, the old like Copa Mundials and stuff. They were the only boots or type of boots that you used to be able to get, kind of heavyweight, a lot more durable. Whereas now, yes, they are.
They're like slippers, aren't they? They're so lightweight.
But I mean.
That's why I was saying yesterday to Adam, you know, nobody had ever heard, even knew what a metatarsal was until David Beckham did his, you know, and then you got so many injuries then. And I was saying, is it down to the design of the boot? You don't get as much protection.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? The lighter they are, the quicker you can run, all these kind of ploys that, you know, marketing tools that the producers kind of go with. But I'm going to say, I mean, we're clutching at straws if we're thinking that the boots are the reason there's not been goals. You know, these guys could all play barefoot, and you know they should still be scoring goals, right? You know, it shouldn't matter what kind of boots.
No.
They're all technically gifted enough.
What's your go-to football boot?
So Adidas is always the ones that I go for, just because I have quite wide feet. So any other ones, just don't feel
I've got massive feet.
I have got big feet. Yeah.
Fair play.
But yeah, and then also, so you know how I'm going to say a good like 90% of people have arches in their feet. I've had this conversation already, but we'll go again.
Yeah.
I don't. They're flat feet. So
right.
I basically have more chance of injuring kind of my joints in terms of ankles, knees, hips, and lower back, just because I don't have as much stability and a platform. But I mean, you know, I've done well so far. I've not done too bad.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, again, in my opinion, you know, there could be loads of reasons that there's not been loads of goals, right? You know, you sometimes go a game week in the Premier League where you don't see many goals, and the next week you see, you know, 400. You know, it does just happen.
Yeah.
I don't think, in my opinion, there is a reason, in all honesty, as to why there isn't many goals. Whether it's the boots, the ball, I don't think there's a, you know, there'll be a reason.
Just the 1 minute of added time.
Yeah, and we are on 1,400 Oh, that is it.
There we go, half time.
We didn't do it, guys. What are you up to? We didn't do it, 1,500. What a disappointment. That's it. Should we just walk off now?
Yeah, I was just going to say,
should we just leave?
Our job here is done. Hopefully the second half picks up. I'm trying to make out it's been a great 0-0 first half, but
no, it's not.
Come on, let's reflect on it. It's not great, is it?
No, it's not been ideal.
It's not great at all.
We'll be doing a Q&A, guys, for the period of half time. The poll has just ended. 12k votes, 86%. Going with Japan. Ayanda with a super chat. Hi guys, here's a joke for you. England. Nice one.
Banter.
Yeah, cheers.
Yes.
Thank you
for
that.
Great joke for this time of the morning. Love it.
Yeah. There you go. Ask me or Kez. Kez?
No.
Kez? Big Kez.
Kez.
Kev, anything you like. Keep it
clean.
PG though, yeah. It is only 10 to 11 on a Sunday morning. So, yeah, I mean, look, we're open to kind of anything, but that first half was poor.
There is, honestly, you couldn't even have 15 minutes to talk and dissect that game and analyse it. The people actually in the studio there now
must have
for ITV
talking about,
yeah, because even if you made notes on it, there's not been a single shot on target. You know, there's no chances to talk about. You've got two teams there that really look quite content on actually drawing this game. I go as far as to say. Yeah. Japan haven't really got into the flow. I was expecting a bit more. You know, in the final third, everything's broken down. It does look like two teams that are probably thinking, don't lose this game.
I mean, yeah, Costa Rica have got to show something to try and win this game. But Plexion says, does this match make Spain's win over Costa Rica even more impressive? No. I mean, Japan haven't been at the races, I'll be honest. And I mean, Spain were outstanding, but Costa Rica were awful.
Costa Rica can't be any worse than what they were in that first game.
Yeah, if Costa Rica turned up and played the same way they did against Japan, it would be another 7-0. Yeah. So,
you'd like to think that the Costa Rica manager has gone full Sir Alex Ferguson head, right? You know, you do not embarrass yourselves again, which is what they did against Spain. Spain were good, but to lose a game in that manner.
Yep. Questions. Let's have a look. So, one team that's not in the World Cup that you wish was? That's a good question, actually, because there's a lot of teams, and kind of fitting, because I think the next World Cup we are upgrading in terms of how many teams are going to be participating in it. So, who's the one team? I mean, for me, Italy's the one that, not necessarily that I wish was, but Italy's the first one that comes to mind. You know, they go from winning the Euros to not being not participating in the World Cup. It's you know, it is kind of strange. But yeah, who's the team that springs to mind for you?
Probably say the same, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, definitely springs to mind straight away. Yeah.
There's obviously loads of teams that have missed out. You know, Sweden, Austria. Kind of, they're the notable ones. I mean, there's loads more, obviously Slovakia and such, who have participated in World Cups previously. You kind of forget, don't you, that there are actually other good footballing nations that aren't in the World Cup for not qualifying. But
you look at a team like Norway. You know, you think of Haaland. You know, sat at home now, twiddling his thumbs, watching a tournament like this, and you would love to see a talent like that.
I think he's actually probably just at the training ground 8 hours a day, from about 12 yards out, just kicking the ball in the back of the net. That's all he's doing all day. Super chat from, God, that's an interesting name. A Jolfer. That's got to be like a Swedish name.
Where is it?
Or something. There you go.
Oh,
that's got to be a Swedish name, maybe. Or a Danish name, maybe.
Jolfer.
Yeah. I'm hoping that Japan will do the same as they did in the game with Germany and throw on a lot of attacking subs for the second half. Definitely work better for them. Look, we're all hoping that. We're all hoping that. Your favourite player right now? I'm opening this up to any, not Man United, not England. Favourite player?
Anyone.
I mean, it probably is one of those players, realistically, because they're obviously who we watch more often than not. But
yeah, that's a good question. That. Certainly not Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
Favourite player?
Although he did play well, to be fair.
Yeah, well,
he did play well.
Well, considering the opposition.
Yeah.
We said that yesterday. You know, the tournament football, you're going to be tested. You know, if England were to meet a France, Mbappe up against...
It's a lot different.
Yeah. What was the question?
Favourite player right now?
Favourite player right now?
I'm actually going to go with Mbappe. I just think he's so frightening, isn't he? Like, there was that clip that's gone out recently, and I'm not actually sure if it's from this World Cup, or it might be when they played Denmark. He goes towards the ball and then feints to go that way, and the player falls over because he's like
the movement.
It's like, oh my God, like, I don't know. Yeah.
As a United fan, I find it very tough to say this, but I'd have to say that Haaland's up there.
Oh, it's scary.
You know, I don't get to watch him much. He absolutely destroyed us in the derby. You know, that's the one time I get to watch a kind of full 90 minutes of him. But I just think he's actually that good. I love that old-fashioned number 9. You know, Ruud van Nistelrooy-esque. You know, he just scores goals.
Well, he doesn't care about literally anything else, does he?
No.
Like, it is just goals, goals, goals. He only has an eye for goal, and it's
the speed, you know, and for his size as well. He's kind of a freak of nature, isn't he? But like you say, he's just goals, goals, goals.
Yeah, it is something that's crazy. Caton Jr. says, if you had to, would you rather sign Mbappe or Vinicius Jr.? Mbappe again.
I'd have to go with Mbappe there.
I think Mbappe is just... I think he's probably the... I mean, obviously, again, this is obviously because we're not seeing Haaland right now, but Mbappe is probably the best player in the world right now, isn't he? He's as we've spoken about earlier on in the show, equaling...
Is that the one player from the World Cup you'd say you have been impressed with? Somebody who's lived up to the hype?
Yeah, it's obviously... Look, we expect so much of Mbappe anyway, because obviously he puts up ridiculous numbers and is linked with, had obviously that odd summer where he was linked with, Real Madrid and ends up signing whatever type of contract. But yeah, he is incredible. And it's only highlighted more because you get to watch these players more, don't you? It's not often I sit down and watch PSG when they're playing like Rene or something like that. It's not something I tend to do. Ethan Golding with a super chat. Do you think Australia could make it out of the group after beating Tunisia? That's who they played who I watched yesterday. That was a big result for them. Let me have a look at who else is in Australia's group to have a look and see. So they do have...
It depends on what the remaining...
okay, well, they've got France, Denmark and Tunisia, and Australia are second in the group right now so far. And they have to play Denmark. So, I mean, that's going to be tough. I mean, they just don't need to lose.
Yeah.
Because they get a draw, obviously, they're through. But Denmark are obviously, they're a steady team. They're steady Eddies, as probably Graham Souness would like to say, wouldn't it? That's what he said about Casemiro, didn't he? Steady Eddie. He's not that good, just a steady Eddie with 5 Champions Leagues.
What the hell does Graham Souness know?
Yeah. Who's better, Foden or Mount?
Foden.
Yeah, it's not even a question, really.
Foden's not a debate. 150% Phil Foden.
Ridiculous.
How that lad did not get on that pitch against USA.
What was his excuse? It wasn't... We felt we had to change the wings and Foden doesn't play in midfield for his club, so we didn't think it was his game or something. Have a day off. Have a day off, Southgate. Yeah. And the fact that, a lot of people had some criticism for Bellingham, that he looked quite tired, but bringing on Jordan Henderson and playing him and Rice as a double pivot when you want to go and get a goal. Yeah, mental. But,
negative.
That is as simple as that. Negative. What's your prediction match on the England game on Tuesday? I mean, England win. I think I do think. Look,
it's a tough one that now, isn't it? It's because there's a lot riding on it.
Yeah, there is a lot riding on it. I mean, the thing for me is a lot of people do kind of get ahead of themselves. We drew to Scotland in the second game of the Euros and went on to the final of that. So, not saying that. That's
and like Scotland were playing off that great support. They had the fact it's England, and with Wales now, they will raise it exactly the same, won't they? That passion, that.
I mean, look, there's loads of things in the media previously, wasn't there? In loads of players coming out. I'd love to be the team that knocked England out. And look, they've got to beat us 4-0. I think it is for that to happen. But yeah, I'd probably go with a 2-0 England win. It'll be interesting to see kind of whether he does go to a 5-back.
And it comes down to team selection then, because you will know straight away whether he's happy not to lose the game or is he going to go for it. And you can't have any regrets at a World Cup. This is where Southgate has to make these decisions. That's what he's paid to do, which is why I'm baffled that a generational talent in Phil Foden, doesn't even get on the bench. Come off the bench to represent England against USA in a game that you're looking to kind of unlock a defence. It's a head's gone. It really is.
I think, wherever we kind of make it in the World Cup, whether we make it quarterfinals, final, kind of wherever, if we don't win it, a lot of people, his downfall now, Southgate's downfall will come down to...
Will be himself and the decisions that he's making.
And a lot of people will now nitpick at, selection and bringing Henderson on and not bringing Foden on, etc. So...
Exactly. Yes. You're looking to win a game. You can more or less seal qualification to the knockouts, like you say, and you're bringing on Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few players who weren't, up to scratch. Sterling didn't play well. Harry Kane didn't really have a good game, but I do feel, and a lot of people say, we'll never take Kane off, but I do think, as much as obviously you want Harry Kane to score goals, he does offer a lot to the team that isn't just goal scoring. It almost feels like you could kick the ball 400 foot in the air, he'll somehow bring it. You could put 10 people around him, he'll somehow be the one that comes out with that ball. So it
makes it so easy for your team. That is keeping possession. You play a ball into Harry Kane and he holds it up 5-10 seconds. It just gets you up the pitch, doesn't it?
And especially with the pace that we do have on the wings with Sterling, and whether Rashford comes on, whoever it kind of is, him dropping deep does allow them to then get in behind. And even his hold-up play when we're playing, if we need to play a counter-attack system against a better team, whether it is France or whoever we do come up against,
that's where he becomes vital.
That's where because he's then that focal point that can hold the ball up and bring other people into play.
Gives you a breather, if you do face a team that is technically better or that they are going to attack you, like you say, you get a bit of a breather. Harry Kane is one of the best in the business at holding the ball up, and obviously a goal scorer as well.
Indeed. Ayanda with the super chat. What's your take on the low shots on target in this World Cup? I mean, we had this similar discussion, obviously, to do with why there's been a lack of goals, really, or so many draws or 0-0s. I don't think there's a particular reason, in all honesty. I don't think it's anything to do with football boots or corruption or, whatever kind of conspiracy theories. I do just think that it is one of those things, and you never know. The next World Cup, you might see 4 goals a game, and then everyone will go, why is there so many goals this tournament? It's just...
In past tournaments, there has been the first round of games are always cagey because nobody wants to lose that first game. So you get a lot of certain nations that are certainly happy to get a point on the board in the first game. You would like to think that now, coming to this stage of the tournament, it kind of opens up a bit, doesn't it?
The only thing I'd say to that is obviously, why, depending on who you're playing, but why would you leave it to the second game? Do you know what I mean? You'd want to go and win your first game. It could be too late. Yeah, because you don't want to go out. Say as England, you draw your first game because you're not, you're scared or whatever. Well, but why not? Especially if it's against who we were playing, Iran. It's all if buts and maybes then, isn't it? Why didn't we go for it? So,
well, it's like the position that Argentina were put in. By losing that first game that nobody would have predicted, they then go into a must-win game last night, you know, and if they'd have lost that last night, they're out. What they've won.
Eugene is saying, who would you ideally have as the England manager? Now, obviously, this is who's available, etc. But I guess the one name that springs to mind for me is obviously Thomas Tuchel, because he's not got a job. Well, apparently, he's turned down, a fair amount of jobs. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think
it would be nice to have somebody in charge like that with that amount of kind of club football experience.
I just think the amount of talent that we do have in our, especially attacking talent, obviously we've kind of riddled with injuries in terms of in other positions and stuff, but in terms of attacking talent, just imagine under the right manager what we don't want is in 10, 20 years time to have that, what people do now, the likes of when we had Gerrard, Lampard.
Well, I was going to say them regrets of the so-called golden generation.
Why didn't this team win a World Cup or a Euros? That type of thing. It doesn't come around. We went through that spell, when we had bloody Ricky Lambert playing up front, and you're not blessed with, you got Adam Lallana in midfield. Now we're lucky enough to have Phil Foden, Rashford, Grealish, all these young, exciting players that a lot of teams will. There's a reason that a lot of other nations will have us as a favourite to win the World Cup. So, yeah, it does obviously come down to style of play and personnel, etc. But I do think we are very much held back by the manager that we.
It's the shackles of Southgate, isn't it? I've said it for a long time. I think he's very negative, and for the group of players that he's got at his disposal, it would be such a waste. It really is.
Yeah, we are going to get the second half underway very, very shortly. Here we go. Come on, ref, blow your whistle. Michael Oliver, I'm not sure what he's doing. Checking on one of the players. And we're off. No, we're not. Now we're off. Here we go. Bit premature. Bit premature then, as always. But yes, 45 minutes, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds. There we go. Should be all
Japan
good.
have made a change as well.
Have they?
Yes.
Who have they brought on?
That's a great question. I just sort of seen it.
They've started.
Oh, hey, my first shot on target.
Good old camera save.
Yeah.
But we do have some super chats quickly. Nigel, England have a lot of very good international players, but they lack a couple of great international players. I disagree.
Yeah, I do.
I disagree. I mean, look, I think Harry Kane is a...
He walks into any other team at this World Cup.
He is... I don't want to have the discussion whether he is the best striker on the planet. He is definitely top 3 for me, 100%.
He's world class.
Yeah, it's
if you defy world class, for me, it's a player that walks into any team.
Yeah,
Harry Kane is.
I think we do have a lot of. I mean, you're right in saying we do have some very good players. I wouldn't say Sterling's world class. There is players that do it on the international level. A lot of people, you think back to last year, the Euros, doubted Sterling's selection, etc. And look, he showed up, didn't he? He played very well. He scored some important goals for us. But I do think we have.
He's one of Southgate's favourites.
Yeah, again.
But he has repaid him at the same time.
Again, it does come down to, I think we could have some world-class international players if they were allowed to express themselves and perform.
This is where we talk about
in
the
team.
shackles.
But beggars can't be choosers. Joel says, what do you think about the balls being too light in this World Cup? It seems to be a common theme, doesn't it, that we're talking about footballs.
Balls being light.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to... If they're lighter than the usual football, it's got to be by what, milligrams?
Yes,
it's not going to be like
much of a difference.
Or it could be a second. Oh God, another block.
It's round. It's got air in it.
Oh, another shot on target.
We are being spoiled here. We've had what's that now? So that's a couple of minutes of the second half. We've already had 2 shots on target from Japan.
Love to see it.
Live up
Samson saying there, Sterling's not world class. I did just say he's not world class. I did say he's not world class, but he is good at international level. That is what I said. It's going to be a draw, guys. No, it's not. Someone is going to score, and we're confident it's going to be Japan.
It's looking... They've come out the second half. It looks like they've had the hairdryer in it.
Yeah.
Get out there, go and win this game. Look, even the intensity, winning the ball high up the air. That's a great ball.
Get it in.
Oh,
that's a corner. I mean, they did start like this, to be fair, though, Japan, didn't they, in the first half?
Without actually testing the goalkeeper, but That's a great shoulder charge. Love them challenges.
Yeah, nice 50-50.
Yeah.
Put him on his arse.
Exactly. Japan fans going absolutely mental.
They've put sensors in the ball. Maybe that makes a difference. Again, I mean, look, this is obviously all opinion, but again, I find it hard to believe that it would make enough difference to be very noticeable. That's just how I look at it. It's not just the weight of the ball, but the density distribution and the chip inside. This will change that. 100% can make a difference, but not clear how much.
I lost it at density distribution.
Yeah.
Sounds good though.
The
density
long and I mean, cool words for an early morning on a Sunday. But no, look, I mean, we can obviously leave the kind of debate on the ball and everything like that. I feel like, especially since Mark obviously expressed his opinions on the ball being a reason or a factor as to why there's been less goals, but then, why have Spain scored 7 goals in one game,
Yeah.
So the ball didn't.
They didn't have a problem, did they?
No.
They didn't have a problem with the density distribution.
If anything, it made it better for them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, it's yeah. I mean, look, there's not much really else to say on that, in my opinion. There's going to be reasons, people not talking about, you know, the heat and everything. We don't know how hot it is out there for players.
When it comes down to it, it's a football, isn't it?
Yeah, it's you know.
I was going to go all Roy Keane then. You know, it's a ball. It's round. Just play football.
Apparently, they pump the balls up with pure oxygen in Qatar, which makes them more aerodynamic.
Come on, man. Oh, God. Oxygen in balls, density distribution. We're learning things today. This is an education here on That's Football.
Yeah. Hopefully Kev isn't the new Jordan. That's a good one. Jordan.
Ah.
I like that.
Yeah. That's actually a thing. Yeah, I like that, Jordan.
Hopefully not.
No.
Hopefully not.
Well, I did yesterday, didn't I? Poland 1-2 now.
Yeah.
Guaranteed goals when Kev's here. Praying anyway.
Paul saying, did I hear right, Harry Kane is in the top 3 best in the world? Top 3 strikers.
Yeah, strikers.
Number 9s, not top 3 best players.
Yeah. So if Nigel Jones wants to get back in and say,
I do
argue
and
with
look,
that.
You know, a lot, and this isn't, you know, a lot of people. Oh, I'm going to say something very controversial here. A lot of people will kind of, you know, want Haaland, Mbappe. I mean, Mbappe's he's a winger, isn't he? He's not a number 9. You know, Lewandowski, Benzema. I don't think Benzema's had that good of a season this season. He had an unbelievable year last year, didn't he?
Age into consideration, who would you prefer?
Yeah.
Like, let's say, for argument's sake, for Man United to sign in the summer, Harry Kane or Lewandowski?
Yeah, Harry Kane. Oh, what a ball! But I mean, Harry Kane for me. I mean, I'd take him at United in a heartbeat. Obviously, depending on, you know, I wouldn't pay 150 million for him or that. But Harry Kane is, and I feel like he's so underappreciated in what he does. You know, he can go.
His work rate for the team.
Just everything. You know,
don't realise that until you've got a player in your team. You can take it for granted. But I mentioned earlier the days of Ruud van Nistelrooy at Manchester United. He was a game changer. He was he was quick, scored goals from everywhere. Harry Kane, you would get that as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, you know, obviously we've only seen a handful of games from Haaland in the Premier League so far. And what Haaland offers is pure goal scoring, right? There's been times, I think, he's had 10 touches on a pitch and scored 2 goals, right? And that's undoubtedly unbelievable. You don't need anything else from him. You know, he wasn't brought into Man City to be this playmaking striker. He's been brought in to score goals in the important matches and to probably win them the Champions League. But Harry Kane, you know, if you put Harry Kane in that Man United team, for instance, you know, he will score goals, but he'll create so many chances and goals for other people.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. There's a reason him and Son have the most combined goals together, don't they? In the league, I think it was Drogba and Lampard before, or someone like that.
Possibly, yeah.
But yeah, him and Son and they'll continue doing it. So why talk about Benzema's form when Harry Kane's form is even worse? What? Harry Kane's form is unbelievable. If Haaland wasn't in the league, Harry Kane would be spoken about. He's having an unbelievable season.
He's having a great season at Tottenham.
He's had the best goal scoring start to a season he's ever had, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And yet we're having
Tottenham
a conversation.
have been hot and cold as well, haven't they? Oh.
Yeah. There's at least 10 teams in this World Cup with better strikers than us. Wow. 10 teams. I'd like to know them.
Name them.
Germany ain't one, I tell you that.
No.
They ain't even got a striker. There he is. Minamino.
Yeah.
Imagine Kane only had 1 World Cup goal like Lewandowski. Lower for Poland is like Kane situation at Spurs. But what? What? Kane's situation at Spurs. Kane scored like 200 goals for Spurs or something.
Yeah.
What? I mean, he hasn't won a trophy, obviously, but you know.
Oh, I'd love him at United. Jeez.
I think we just need a striker, don't we?
Yeah.
We just need
anyone to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, we just need a really good striker.
And he is that.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to see how Harry Kane's career develops as he does get older, whether he does drop, kind of like what Rooney did, drop into like a midfield role or like as a shadow striker almost.
It's a sign of a good player, that.
But
if you can adapt your position. You think of a young Ryan Giggs, he went from being a flying left winger to, converted into a midfielder, could play off the front too, could play up front. It's hard to adapt your game, but like you say, Rooney's a great example of that.
Yeah.
He was asked to do a job in a team, he was pushed out on the left, pushed out on the right, never once complained, ultimate professional, just wanted to play football. How are we doing with the likes? 1.7.
1.7, yeah, not too bad. Let's try and get that up to 2K as quick as possible. I am hearing a source close to me saying that when we do get to 2,000 likes, it is when the goals will start coming in.
Oh, it's 2,000.
Yeah.
I thought it was 1.
Yeah. It's not just about how many goals you score, it's who you score against. Well, Harry Kane's done it everywhere. He scored in the Premier League, he scored in the Champions League, even done it in the Conference League.
He can't do much more, can he? He's doing his job.
This is the thing, and it's still. I feel like it will haunt him. I do feel that people look at him, and because he's trophyless, he's done well there. Oh, that's poor. Because he is trophyless, people overlook the.
That's how people are going to judge him.
Yeah, and look, people will overlook the amount of goals he scored because he could quite easily beat. I'm not saying he will, but he could quite easily beat Alan Shearer's, all-time Premier League goal-scoring record and not win a trophy. And people will still overlook that and go, well, he wasn't that good then.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's that old saying of, get your medals out. What's he won? He's won a golden boot, has he, at the previous World Cup?
He did. He did.
The Euros, was
Euro.
it? Sorry.
Euro.
He was top scorer, wasn't
I can't remember.
Yeah.
One of them.
One of them, yeah.
Nigel says, I'll stand by my point. Kane is a great Premier League player, and I'm not doubting that, but is he a great England player? I mean, he's going to be the England's all-time goal scorer, so...
Yeah, so he's going to be remembered as a great.
Yeah.
And
again, I know people come back on that and go, well, when you're playing San Marino and all these other players, but you can only score against who you're playing against. He's not choosing who we play against, is he? So you've still got to score the goals.
And he is doing that.
Yeah. Chat acting like Lewandowski wasn't bottling chances to keep Barca in the Champions League. We don't want to get into an argument. It's good to have a little debate every now and again, but there's no need to, there's no need to. Well, I feel like, look, Harry Kane. Do you remember obviously when he first started? He had that first couple of seasons, and it was always one season wonder. Blah 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 blah. I still feel like now he's obviously you can't call him a one season wonder, but he's tainted with the same brush, isn't he? Every season it seems to be. I think he has that. He's obviously broken it now, but he usually goes to, I think is it August or September where
he goes on a bit of a drought.
Yeah, he doesn't score very often, but as we said, he's had his best goal-scoring kind of return to the start of the season. And if Haaland wasn't in the league, everyone would be talking about how many goals Kane would be scoring. So, but you can't take away obviously what Haaland's doing. He's a robot, that man.
And the fact that Manchester City wanted to sign Kane, didn't they, before they went for Haaland?
Yeah, indeed. Imagine Kane in that team as well. Imagine how many... Obviously, Haaland will score them loads of goals, but imagine... I mean, I honestly think, you put any half-decent striker in the Man City team and they will score goals, but then you put Kane in there as well, and how many goals other people would score as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, contributions.
Everyone else around him. Yes, Charlie and Kev, really enjoying the watch-along. Keep it up, lads. Doing a great job. Appreciate it. Very much so.
Thank you.
Gerrard and Kane suffering from loyalty. I mean, it's only suffering if you're, if you want to call it suffering.
It does come to that point, though, doesn't it? Will it be the end of this season where Harry Kane kind of sits down and thinks, well, I've got how many years left? Ultimately, the goal in football is to win trophies, isn't it?
I mean, as I say, depending on kind of the fee, I'd take him at Man United in a heartbeat. I think he's, oh my God.
Yeah.
And my dad's a Spurs fan. I don't know why. No idea. But it would be great to see Harry Kane go to United. It'd honestly be a little bit...
What, just to annoy your dad?
Yeah, it would be a little bit like, when we signed Robin Van Persie and it was,
beautiful moment.
Yeah, yeah. And he wins the league on it, It was great.
And then the Arsenal players had to give Van Persie a guard of honour when we went back. Was
You
that the
couldn't
next
write it,
season
could
when
you?
we won the league?
You couldn't write it. You couldn't write a better.
It was class Van
situation.
Persie, wasn't it?
Oh, I just think back to that volley that he scored. Was it against Villa?
Oh,
Over the Rooney plays that. Oh my God, it's
some past that.
But
he still had a lot to do though.
This is the thing. You don't get strikers like that nowadays, really, do you? Like,
he's the last United striker that genuinely went into every single game thinking he was going to score.
Yeah, I think back to that kind of deflected free kick he scored against City as well.
Oh, the 3-2.
He could do it all, couldn't he? And he wasn't really quick. He wasn't.
No.
He was just a goal scorer. Like, and again, you don't really. Oh, free kick. Yeah.
Wow, this is
here.
a good position.
Good position.
Dead
for
central, right on the edge of the box.
This would be a great opportunity to put your team ahead. Why on earth would you spend in excess of 100 million on a 30-year-old with dodgy ankles? This is exactly why we failed. These Homer attitudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I did say it depends on the fee.
Yeah.
And I do think, look, if he signs another contract at Spurs, I wouldn't be surprised, but I also would be surprised at the same time. Because again, it comes down to who actually wants him.
It's ambition, isn't it?
Because Man City aren't obviously going to want to buy him now.
No.
And you're going to want to move to a team that's definitely in the Champions League and definitely fighting for titles, because otherwise you're just having a sideward step, aren't you? So, I mean, but again, it's all down to opinion, isn't it? A lot of people wouldn't have Harry Kane just based on his age, but a lot of people had questions over Casemiro's age, and again, completely different players. But look at what Casemiro stands to Manchester United. Again, he didn't cost 100 million, but who says Harry Kane would cost 100 million? We don't quite know.
We've got a very good opportunity for a first goal here.
I think this would... Have we seen a free kick goal yet? I'm not sure.
I can't remember one.
I'm not sure if we've seen a free kick goal. I remember Messi had a free kick last night in the game and put it over the bar.
There we go.
Over
the bar. Over and wide. I say you need to be hitting the target from there.
Yeah.
Don't you? At least work the goalkeeper. Got it up and over, but he's not got it down.
Yeah.
No.
It's got almost... It was maybe a little too close to hit with that much power, wasn't it?
You do see certain players that they prefer to move the ball back a few yards, don't they, so they can get it up and over.
Yeah. Japan do seem to be getting a foothold on the game now, don't they, a little bit more?
It's almost like they thought, we're playing a game of football here.
Yeah.
Let's start playing.
Got to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah. The winning fouls in the final third, putting the pressure on Costa Rica, who are ready to make a double change by the looks of it,
Casemiro doesn't have a pair of dodgy ankles now, does he? I don't get this agenda with Harry Kane's ankles.
His glass ankles.
I understand he gets injured, but if he's going to get injured and still score 20 plus goals in your team, who gives a shit?
Take that, wouldn't you?
Do you know what I mean? Like, who cares? Just imagine if he did have a good physio, how many goals he would score if he was fit for the whole season. How come no one shoots knuckleballs anymore? Wasn't there a period, because obviously Ronaldo has a very unique free kick technique, doesn't he? Wasn't there a period where he was actually told he needed to stop because of his knee or something like that? Because of the way he was hitting... Yeah, it was a fair few years ago. But I swear something came out where some doctor came out and said that he should probably stop for the benefit of his knee, because the way he kicks the ball, can affect it, like his knee ligaments or joints or something like that.
He did used to wallop him, didn't he?
It's frightening, wasn't it? It didn't matter. He could be shooting here Yeah, it wasn't, and you would be like, oh, I wouldn't be surprised if this, went in.
Well, remember the one against, was it Arsenal in the Champions League semi-final? That was like kind of a similar position as that. You
obviously got the one, was it Porto, where he was like, oh my days, it was just ridiculous, wasn't it? The amount of
and the Portsmouth free kick.
Yeah, that's iconic, isn't it?
You'll never ever hit a ball sweeter than that. To get it where the crossbar, you know, it was just inch perfect.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's the happy times as a United fan that you remember about Ronaldo.
Was that 07-08 season? Was it
about that, roughly, yeah.
David James in goal.
That's it. He literally just watched the ball sailing. There was nothing he could do.
That was when Ronaldo's hairstyle looked like he just slapped a tub of hair gel on, didn't
That's
it? It was just grease.
You have a bit like a back.
Yeah, it was all just like stuck up and like.
That's it.
Yeah, just looked like he slapped a tub of
like
hair
a mini
gel.
mullet going on at the back. Costa Rica definitely look happy with a point.
Yeah.
65 minutes in.
People do definitely have their agendas, don't they? We scored 6 against Iran and Kane only got 1 assist. Well, Liverpool beat Bournemouth 7-0 and Salah didn't score. Don't know if he registered an assist.
So that means he's rubbish.
Does that mean Salah's any worse? Like, come on, guys. Come on. I feel like, you know what I feel like? Some people like disagreeing for the fact of disagreeing.
Just the sake of it, yeah.
Yeah, some people just like a good, Ito's on. This guy was pretty good last time. 66 minutes.
It's a positive change.
Yeah.
It suggests that Japan do want to get this done today.
And again, why leave it this late? It's just, and it's not too late, is it? You know, you can still obviously score, but
you'd like to think there's roughly
Liverpool
half an hour?
beat 9-0. It wasn't even 7, it was 9.
There you go.
Proves my point even more.
Yeah, he's rubbish, Salah. Get rid of him. Hope that don't get clipped up.
Are you two sponsored by Kane? I wish.
We're his agents.
Yeah.
We're trying to push for a big move for the summer. He's having a cracking World Cup, Harry Kane. It's breaking down again. Japan look the most likely to score. We've seen nothing from Costa Rica so far.
Not saying Kane is crap, just that he's overrated. English pundits act like he's Ronaldinho or something, some kind of special generational talent. He's just not. He's just okay. Oh my God.
He's just okay. Come on, man. He's just okay.
I don't even think I actually need to say anything to that. It's just getting silly. It's getting silly.
He's going to be England's all-time top scorer very shortly.
Yeah.
Which puts him in a different bracket as being remembered as an England great. And then you look at the numbers you could argue Spurs haven't been great the last whatever seasons, couldn't you? They've underperformed.
Yeah.
He's carried that team massively.
He's always up there.
And the point we're trying to say is, imagine in a better team what he would bring to the likes of a Manchester United. Well, it's all about opinions, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed.
And we do interesting.
Yeah, we do respect everyone else's opinion.
Kane is no better than Andy Carroll.
Jesus. That's just asking for a nibble, isn't it?
I want to get out and walk out of it now.
That's putting the fishing rod out, isn't it, though? That's just, asking
Let it
for
sink
a response.
You can't mention Andy Carroll in the same sentence as Harry Kane. Comments are belting, aren't they?
Yeah. Kane proven he's world class. 9 seasons in a row, going to be England's top scorer ever, Spurs top scorer ever, and Premier League top scorer ever in Spurs team. The man is world class. I mean,
you put that comment in, didn't you?
I'll just confirm that is coming from Jake Nater. So yeah, that's not me. That's not me saying it. But no, I mean, look, you can't say he's going to be, Premier League all-time goal scorer. A lot obviously can happen in that time, Go on.
Chance for Japan.
Go on.
He's pulled it back.
It's a free kick again.
It's going to be a red card, is it?
I don't know if it's the same person. Is he?
This could be the game changer. Yellow.
Yellow.
Was that not a goal scoring opportunity?
Yeah.
I think he's just giving it on the edge of the box. On first view, I actually thought it was a penalty, but we'll get a good view of it now.
He's done well. I think...
Oh, it is outside.
Yeah, I think that... Again, I'm not sure on this, but I think the rule is...
Is that the double jeopardy?
Yeah. But I think again, the other two guys were probably too close.
It's a pull of the arm. It's enough to put him off balance. Was a goal-scoring opportunity, but like you say, Costa Rica defenders probably would have got to that. Calvo gets a yellow card, misses the next match now as well. If they're still in with a chance of making it through, which... So now we have a free kick in exactly the same position as previous.
If we can somehow manage to get to 2,000 likes, I'm not sure exactly how many we need, but this will go in. I'm telling you now, mark my words. If we don't, then, that's that. But again, I mean, God, there was a big guy in the wall, to be fair.
Yeah. And this is the problem with one that's so close as this. It's got to hit the target with this one.
Yeah, that is it.
You wasted the first opportunity. This is now your time to shine.
Because even if you do hit the target, you're hoping for people to follow up on the rebound as well. So I'm looking. I'm going to say it's that number 15 that's going to take it.
Straight into the wall. Honestly, man.
Yeah, we have got 19
footballers.
19 minutes left. Hopefully we do see a goal. I don't want my first 0-0, and I know Kev certainly
I don't want it on my record,
0-0.
certainly not. Come on, Japan.
That's poor.
Yeah.
That is poor.
But, as I said, Costa Rica definitely look happy to be sat back here. Japan fans going absolutely wild.
Yeah.
He's there enjoying themselves.
Yeah, it's good to see. That was good to see. Would you rather have England win the World Cup or Man United win the Premier League?
Man United win the Premier League.
Yeah, see,
I'm not a massive England fan, so that's an easy one for me to kind of answer. I'm very much club over country every day of the week.
I know...
that might be a better question for you if you're...
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure this actually has been a discussion in the office before. And I think Adam's very much the same in the sense that he'd... And I'm pretty sure Beth said...
Beth would have gone with the World Cup, surely.
I am actually a little bit different, and I would go with the World Cup just because...
You'd never experience it again.
It's more like my outlook on it, and it's more like I know that Man United will get back to winning the Premier League. It's just like, because the World Cup, again, it's every 4 years. It's very situational in terms of like who your manager is at the time, what players you get at the time. That's just how I look at it. But has he got a gum shield in?
He has, hasn't he? Endo.
Maybe he'd just come back off some sparring or something. A little sparring match after.
Yeah.
Forgot to take it out.
The Japan manager might have knocked a bit of sense into them all at half time.
He's giving everyone a smack.
They've come out a different team, haven't they? They certainly didn't show this from the first whistle of the game, the second half. I don't know whether that's because Costa Rica's team intent to sit back.
Oh, it's a good foot race, that.
It was. He's matched him for pace.
No,
give a silly foul away.
No. That's,
just keep your hands off.
It's just, I imagine... Oh,
Pulling at the shirt. Are you looking at this?
I'm actually going to go out there and say, as much as I wouldn't say that's a penalty, yeah?
They have. You've seen them give them.
I don't think that's any different to what the Iran penalty was against us.
And which the Harry Maguire one should have been.
The Harry Maguire one was worse than that one. So.
And that's where the consistency comes in with...
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't mind if they just had one rule, they stuck to it. It's the changing of it, the consistency that drives you absolutely crazy. You've got the technology there, use it.
Tom Grant says, I miss the days of Honda and Kagawa. They were class. Yeah.
Kagawa.
I believe Shinji's still actually playing football. Mark did say who he was playing for, but
I had high hopes for Kagawa when he signed for United, and it just for some reason never maybe the wrong time for him.
Yeah, he did have some. I mean, what most players do. He did have some, good times, didn't he? But yeah,
everyone we buy from Dortmund.
Yeah, it's not been
Mkhitaryan, Kagawa, even Jadon Sancho. The jury's a bit out on him at the minute.
Yeah, we have got another poll up, guys. Who will score the opening goal? Will it be Japan? Will it be Costa Rica? Or will it finish 0-0?
We've hit 2,000.
We have hit 2,000.
Can smell a goal. That means lift off.
That should mean there should be a goal coming very, very soon. Hopefully, anyway.
Clutching at straws here, aren't we?
I'm going to click "We'll finish 0-0" and hopefully the opposite happens, because that's usually what happens when I say something. Usually the opposite happens. So hopefully,
32% going. We'll finish 0-0.
62% Japan. Yeah, I mean, this result doesn't help Costa Rica really, does it? In the sense of further down the line in the tournament, but Japan will be looking at this as an opportunity missed, I would say, if they do go on to not win this game.
But we still have plenty of time.
Yeah, there still is a good 14 minutes of normal time, and then probably a 5 or 6.
Plus about 40 minutes added on. Yeah.
Yeah. Where is Kim and Kim and Kim and the other Kim? That's actually South Korea, my friend, not Japan. That's South Korea. A little bit of mix up there. That's why I think Japan will bottle this. They will get a point, and Germany will get at least a draw and smash Costa Rica. Well, it very much depends on the result later, doesn't it?
Crossing.
In terms of the Germany and Spain game. I mean, look, Japan. This could very much later on tonight be a good draw for Japan if Germany do lose that game as well. So,
and teams will be thinking this. They'll have it in the back of their minds. Yeah. What if? When really they should just concentrate on their own game. Costa Rica haven't really offered anything going forward.
No.
Another corner. The pressure stays on.
Yeah, there's been quite a few corners now, hasn't there?
Japan are knocking at the door. What's happened here?
What's happened here? You got a bang to the neck, it looks like.
I didn't actually see what happened there, but
what's going on? Oh, is it his own man who's hit him, or was it number 15?
No, he's all right.
Plexian says, when England get knocked out of the World Cup, who are you going to support? I mean, no, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't work like that. It's not, I don't support anyone else.
Can't be jumping on a bandwagon, can you?
No. I mean, look, there's teams who I've said I think are going to win. The Brazil, France will obviously stand a good chance. I still think Argentina will stand a good chance as well. But no, it's not. We don't have I don't have a second team as such.
No.
God, imagine a Costa Rica win. They snatch it at the death.
That'd be unbelievable,
wouldn't it? As they're going forwards, he's not offside, is he?
Linesman's put his flag up.
See what happens there if he actually wasn't. I'm not saying. If he wasn't.
I tell you what, very close as well.
Well, that's it, because that's
Shouldn't
obviously.
He play on?
That's obviously. Well, again, I don't know if it's changed, but that's obviously the thing, wasn't it? That if they let the play go on, didn't they? Until the
let's just say he scores.
Yeah.
And then you look at it.
Because linesmen can get it wrong.
Oh, and they do.
Yeah. Japan will regret this game if they didn't win. They have an opportunity to finish first. Now they might not even qualify. Well, yeah, it will definitely be a missed opportunity if they don't win this game, especially after seeing what Spain did to them and knowing that they have beat Germany. So, where is Goldbride? Mark will be doing, I believe, the game after this, and also the 7 p.m. game. I'll just find out what games. Obviously, the 7 p.m. one is.
Germany-Spain, is it?
Yeah, that's Germany-Spain, and then I believe I've just been told it is Belgium-Morocco is the 1 p.m. one. Could we get a shot on target here from... Oh my God!
It's gone in!
They've scored! Costa Rica have scored!
Well against the run of play.
Oh my word.
Wow.
I mean, when it comes to an absolute
smashing
robbery.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it yesterday, didn't you? You were phoning the police.
I'm going to have to ring them again. Yeah, I need to report a robbery.
Oh my days. They've scored. And as I literally said about a minute ago, what if Costa Rica do snatch a win here?
That must be the first shot on target.
I'm not sure what he's doing there.
No, he's unnecessary.
He's not offside.
No, he's on. And does it take a slight deflection? You could question the goalkeeper.
I mean, he's done. The goal scorer's done well to kind of dig it out from under his feet, hasn't he? He's not much.
The ball's spinning as he hits it. But you'd have to say, if the goalkeeper's on his line, he's saving that. He's quite far out, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you wanted to be highly critical.
Oh, Butterfingers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't see this coming.
This throws it wide open.
I was just going to say, if this stays like this group is wide open. I said it at the start, not thinking that they would win Costa Rica, but I did say if they somehow manage to win, this group is left wide open.
I mean, Costa Rica do have Germany to play. Is it their third game?
Yeah.
So
they're giving themselves a good chance.
Anything can happen, right? So,
and you would probably think that Germany would need to take something from that last game as well, so it'd be all to play for, wouldn't it?
It will be. Yeah, you're right. I think it was their first shot on target as well.
There we go.
Japan have only had 2, but they have had 12 shots in total.
1 shot on target, one goal.
Shot,
and this was exactly like the game that I watched yesterday. Poland offered, really nothing. It looked like Saudi Arabia were taking the game to them. 2 chances within minutes and 2 goals.
Are Japan gonna regret the 5 changes that they made at the start of the game? Minamino has just come on, so he's obviously going to look to. I mean, I'm sure.
I'm a firm believer in get the business done, and then if you want to make your 5 substitutions or whatever, you make them in the game.
That's why it would have been interesting.
To mix up 5 players, to change. It's nearly half your team.
Yeah, that's why it would have been interesting if obviously England did manage to beat the USA, what team we would have kind of gone with for the Wales game, whether we did kind of mix it up but now we don't have that luxury really. We're going to need, you want to win the game, don't you? Go through top of the group, so.
Yeah.
We all know Germany will beat Spain, lose to Costa Rica, Spain will lose to Japan. Spain and Germany's out, Costa Rica and Japan go through. Could you imagine that? That would be a ridiculous upset there. That would be.
We don't do 0-0s, do we?
No.
At least we've got a goal. It's just have Japan got time to respond to this now? 7 minutes of normal time plus added on time. It's going to be a big ask.
This is where I wouldn't.
But you know what Costa Rica are going to do.
Yeah.
What they've done for the 83 minutes of this game. Anyway, I think they're as surprised as anyone, as more than us, that they've scored.
They'll be quite happy for them to keep doing that as well, keep kicking it back to the keeper. But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, again, this game does end up at 2-0. Just Costa Rica do catch them on the counter-attack. One of them.
That's exactly what happened in yesterday's game.
One of them type kind of endings. We did obviously see it in the Iran-Wales game, didn't we? They scored in the 98th and then the 90 plus 11, wasn't it? So.
And that's the risk you take. You tend to try and throw everything at it. You leave gaps at the back. And Costa Rica haven't put much into this game.
As you can see, I mean, it's on our screens now. the kind of league table.
As it stands.
Spain, Japan and Costa Rica all on 3 points. Obviously Spain and Germany still to play later on tonight.
Shaping up nicely, isn't it?
Yeah. How many likes for the second goal? Yeah, for the second goal, we're going to need at least 2.5. There's too much to ask here. And if you want a third, then, you know, I don't even want to talk about them numbers. We're talking silly numbers there. But, yeah, Costa Rica seem to be doing an absolute job.
We've got to say, we are witnessing a potential shock. The comment section,
well,
the live poll that we ran before the match, nobody really gave Costa Rica much of a chance.
Yeah.
And it's a result that could potentially throw this group wide open, as we've seen on our screens before, as it stands, that group.
Yeah, Leroy says Kev doesn't do 0-0s. See.
I don't.
We do 1-0.
Poor old Jordan getting a hat-trick of 0-0s.
Yeah, that's bad, isn't it? That's bad.
All right, boyo.
And did you see his celebration when he finally got a goal?
No.
He loved it.
Oh,
Jumped out of his seat and all sorts. Yeah, Japan are throwing everything. Like, you can see like 5 people in that kind of front line now. Front attacking line. So does that mean if Costa Rica don't lose against Germany, they go through to the quarters? That isn't, unfortunately, how it works.
No.
We have the round of 16 before that, but Japan could... Oh, my God, ref. No, he's waved it off. Probably would have been a soft one.
He just ran into him, yeah.
Minamino trying to have a big impact on the game.
He's asking the question, but he's not going to get anything. Not from Michael Oliver, anyway.
No. They're breaking the lines now here, Japan, but Costa Rica are dying on it, aren't they? They really do want to, well, as they would, don't want to lose this game.
Like I said, I think they're amazed more than us. I think they probably won't believe that they're actually 1-0 up. I think it's taken a slight deflection. Again, I question the goalkeeper if I'm going to be critical there. Where is his position now? He's almost stood on the edge of the 6-yard box.
I think he almost jumps too early trying to get the ball as well.
He's almost coming back down as he makes the save, or gets his fingertips to it. But
yeah, I mean, what was it? 89% Japan, and then I think what was it, about 4% was it?
Wasn't much.
Costa Rica or something like that. So
a few Costa Rican fans in there made up the 4%. And a goal would be big for Japan now, wouldn't it, to equalise?
Oh! What's going on? Keeper! Oh my days!
A
goalmouth scramble. I don't even know what happened there. Number 9 is that, does very well, gets the ball back across the box, and it's just, God, it hit.
Navas makes a great save. Well,
I think Navas, look here, kicks it onto his player's face. Oh no! Is that
for a handball?
Oh, I don't think it will be, would it? Because it's down by his side and that. But I think it did kind of hit his.
Japan fans will be calling for it.
Body / arm.
Not many of the Japan players called for it, did they? What a great chance to equalise.
Yeah, the limbs, the limbs.
Oh.
As a German, I'm happy. This is a good result for Germany, isn't it?
We were talking potentially earlier on about Germany exiting, the World Cup after this evening, or not having a chance to get through. This has opened it right up. I mean, how do you get absolutely pummeled by a team like Spain?
It's crazy,
and then,
isn't it?
Yeah, your next game you go in and you 1-0 up in the 89th minute against Japan. A Japan team that managed to beat Germany. There's the table on screen. As we said, 3 teams on Germany
3
bottom,
points.
but only played 1 game. 0 points. This World Cup has been so weird, says Cassie. Never a truer sentence said. Added on time? I don't think we're going to have much, are we? Substitutions?
Not in comparison to what we've seen, but
No.
I still imagine there'll probably be a minimum of 5 minutes.
You going for 5?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's been a few substitutions, a couple of...
So obviously the game after this is Belgium-Morocco. Obviously, guys, do stick around. Mark, as I said, will be doing that watch-along. I mean, you'd expect a Belgium win there, probably. But they didn't look too good against Canada, I don't think. I actually feel like Canada would probably feel hard done by in that game. But yeah, do stick around, obviously, for that watch-along. Appreciate everyone for obviously joining us for this one. Over 5,500 people in here. And while we're on the topic, thank you to OneFootball as well, the official stats partner for That's Football over the World Cup period. If you do want to download OneFootball, head down to the link in the description or scan the QR code, which is in the right-hand top corner of your screen. Download it. Pretty sure everyone in the studio that's been here uses it regularly. So yeah, it's a great app for everything stats. And yeah, we finally got some stats to talk about in a goal for Croatia.
You think of that first half? What was it? Not a single shot on target.
6 minutes added on.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a single shot on target, and Costa Rica score with their first. So
yeah. It's a funny old game, isn't it?
That's football.
That is football. Lovely.
Very fitting.
See what you did there, yeah.
Yeah, very fitting.
If ever there was an advert to be put together for That's Football, it just happened then, in that moment.
Japan just...
Wasteful.
Yeah.
Was that a foul?
Max with the super chat. As a France fan, I don't think England should be considered as underdogs versus France. France leave big gaps in defence and can switch off in critical moments. England can definitely take advantage of that. That's a good point, actually, because I mean, a lot of English fans especially will look at, Mbappe, even the likes of Coman. I know obviously France are without Pogba and Kante, but they've still got
as well.
they've still got Chouameni and Camavinga. But I mean, obviously we don't get the luxury of watching, or I don't watch France when they do play. So it's interesting coming from a Frenchman like yourself, saying that they do leave gaps. Maybe, England can exploit them, but Japan trying to create an opening. This number 9's doing ever so well. It's flapping around again.
What's he doing on the floor?
I don't know. I think he fell over. Not a great time to fall over, in all honesty.
Last ditch challenge.
And he gives a foul away.
It's a waste of another minute. A yellow card coming out.
Yeah. Killian says yes, Mbappe will destroy England. It will definitely be interesting, won't it?
I would have France as favourites if they should meet in this tournament, England-France. And again, I'm not putting it down to the players, I put it down to the management. Gareth Southgate, for a fact he would go into that game and be terrified. Let's not play a Foden, let's not go on the front foot. You're going to get your 3 central defenders, your wing-backs that drop in as what is it, inferior back 5. It's got to be defensive.
That's the thing,
counter-attacking football.
I feel like Southgate is very much a glass half empty.
Oh, definitely.
To a glass half full. He's very much, okay, let's stop these guys from doing that rather than let's focus on what we're good at and what we can do against this team.
And they should. They have the talent to do that.
Yeah.
93 minutes of the 96 played. Can Japan create one chance that again would throw the group open? It needs a good delivery.
It's not a good delivery.
It's not a great header.
Then he's offside, I think.
Yeah, he's give it.
He's crawling on the pitch.
He is, yeah. That's a new one.
3 teams on 3 points into the last game. If Spain win tonight, that would be incorrect. If Spain win, they'd be on 6 points. If Germany win, then there would be 4 teams on 3 points. Sorry.
It just shows you what a difference a goal can make.
Yeah.
It's just thrown the group.
Yeah.
into disarray.
Put a spanner in the works.
Yeah. Japan manager trying to rally the troops, but I think he knows deep down that this game is slipping away from them. I don't even think you can really say that Costa Rica have fully deserved this.
Honestly, this game had a
Strange,
draw written all
isn't it?
over it. I think I don't think either team deserved.
No, the
to
way
win,
they both
really.
set off, I thought no.
Yeah, I don't think either team have done, threatened too much really. The grand scheme of things, Costa Rica are just going to want to foul and foul and foul now, aren't they?
The camera just cut to a Costa Rica woman fan praying with her eyes shut. That's what it means to them.
I think before that there was a Japan fan nearly in tears. So yeah.
A mixture of emotions.
Yeah. Myron with the super chat. I'm worried that Southgate is going to give Wales too much respect and play counter-attacking football again due to fear that a 4-0 loss is possible. No,
That would be typical.
Could you imagine that? Right, guys. It doesn't. We can lose 3-0, just not 4-0. What a
good
tackle.
defending. Love that.
Proper feisty, isn't
Yeah,
they?
he's getting the.
Costa
getting them
Rica
going.
are South American, aren't they?
Yeah.
It is, South American teams are known for,
Having a
they
bit
like
of
to
bite.
put their foot in, don't they? They like to put their foot in. Would you say this is the group of death? Having both Spain and Germany in it?
Possibly, yeah.
That is it,
That
people. Costa Rica beat Japan 1-0, throwing a huge spanner in the works.
A massive spanner. The biggest spanner you can find has
Yeah.
been thrown into the works. Everything's gone haywire. This is not what we thought coming into this game, did we?
The Japan players will be absolutely kicking themselves.
What an opportunity.
What an opportunity
Passed them by.
missed. And this is probably the second time. Yesterday, Australia pull out a result against Tunisia, and now Costa Rica have pulled one out against Japan. And I'm going to say, wearing number 4, he was probably an unlikely goal scorer. You wouldn't say that. Again, he might be a striker. You never know with numbers these days. But I'm going to say that he wasn't a striker. Some very, very happy fans.
Look
Costa
at what it
Rican
means
fans.
to them.
Yeah, especially. I think it's even more, isn't it? Especially after the heavy, heavy defeat in the first game against Spain. So. Yeah, I mean, it's huge for them, isn't it? Huge, huge, huge. You can see.
They've made up for that defeat, haven't they?
Definitely. It's been, admittedly, it wasn't the most enjoyable game to watch, but it's been very enjoyable with you guys, with Kev as well, joined by me. Over 5,000 people, over 2,000 likes, a good few polls, a good debate about Harry Kane is always, is always good.
Well, what have we learned from Harry Kane mentioned in the same sentence as Andy Carroll?
Yeah.
Some people have, honestly, the comment section is always great. Oh, it's been great.
Yeah.
Really,
It's
some really outlandish things put out there today. There's certainly some people out on the beer last night, I would say, enjoying their Saturday night.
Yeah, it might still be out. You never know.
Well,
followed it through.
Possibly, yeah.
But as I said, the game after this is Belgium-Morocco. Mark will be doing the watch-along for that one, so please do stick around. And obviously, as I said, if you are wanting a huge watch-along, if England do somehow miraculously make it through to the final of the World Cup, then get on to Mark and we'll do, hopefully, one big, huge studio watch-along. It would be, one hell of a... I mean, if we lose, it wouldn't, imagine that. Everyone gets together and we end up losing.
It could get
a bit of a shame, but... No, it was a great watch-along nonetheless, Kev. Really enjoyed it. Appreciate you joining me, but please do leave a like. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And, stick around for Mark's watch-along for Belgium-Morocco after this one. See you later.